Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
How are you all? It's been a day. It's been interesting here.
Busy day.
Busy day. I've been up to the cottage, taking lots of photos of things, checking on Barb's progress for things as well. She wasn't in today. She'll be back in tomorrow. And helping get some things packed up for her to get out. I took a lot of pictures of some gemstones to add more of our Tucson gemstones to our online store. If you didn't see, I added the first batch of 20-ish, somewhere in there, a few days ago. So those, you can see what still remains from those sold lots. Barb is sorting those all out for anybody who has not gotten theirs sent out yet. We did send some out already. But if you haven't gotten them yet, we are in the process of sorting all that out. So as she sorts them, I take them and I'm taking pictures and uploading them to the online store. So I have a bunch of them to do, hopefully tonight. The picture part is easier. The getting all the dimensions and the weights and everything that I have to add into the online store, that's the part that takes time. So I'm working on all of that today. I went up to do some sublimated pendants, the Noble Creatures Redux pendants and cabochons. A few people have ordered those in the kits that we're doing. So I was up there making some of those. We also have some kits that we showed once on a live, but nowhere else. So I took pictures of those to add to the online store. So if you happen to miss any of our lives with kits, I don't even know if we said there were kits in that live. I can't remember. Sometimes we sneak them in. So if you missed any of those will be going into the online store soon as well. So it's been a busy day. It is still pretty cold here. I think it only got up into the 40s, 37 today. And
sunny, though.
It was very sunny, which was nice. The cats, Barnaby and Gilbert, and I went outside for about 30 minutes today and walked around and did a few things around the house. Had to cut some of the wooden pendants to be able to sublimate them. It's been a busy day. Trying to think. I know I did other things too. So you're probably wondering why I'm here and not Andrew. Andrew worked on a project and he had some step outs and some things, the project for y'all. And he went to sleep last night. Well, he started, I think, falling asleep while he was working on things. Got it finished, started, went to sleep, and woke up today, and the project was gone. Now, we're not going to say who or what may have made the project be gone, but we have not been able to find the project in the house anywhere. Normally, he would work on it here in the office that has a closed door to any of our little fur babies, but he was working on it downstairs in the living room because that's where he had some of his seed beading stuff, and it disappeared. So we are working in the background. He just stepped out for a moment, but he's working on recreating that right now so that you can kind of see a finished idea and also getting the counts right, because it took him a while to get all the counts right. And so he's working on that in the background right now. And we are going to do a surprise pearl sale. So what do you do when your plans don't go as planned? You raid your personal stash, whatever you have here, because we didn't realize this until, of course, just a little bit before we get ready to go live. Because I had posted the banner up. I was at the cottage when I posted the banner saying that we're having this, like we said yesterday, we were going to do this kit project. And so I posted that and had no idea that the project would be missing.
Neither did I.
When we got ready, we're gathering things up for the live. We've been running around the house looking for it.
I think it's Tallulah.
Norm already said Tallulah strikes again. So So we still have not found, we found one of her hiding spaces, but it must be her non-secret, her what's a decoy hiding space, because we have not found where she hides the real goods, apparently.
I think it's underneath the laser.
It might be, because they can get in the back. The laser sits on like a credenza, like a dresser. It has a big marble top on it, so it's sturdy, but you can't really get in from the front. There's a little decorative cutout in the front, but in the back, the cats can sneak in. We have no idea what might be under there.
And you can't really see.
I don't even think you can take out the bottom drawer, because I think it has a flat base,
bottom.
like a base on it that doesn't allow things to fall all the way down through. Because I think I took out the drawers before, and I don't think it went down to the floor.
You can't really see from the front either.
No, you can't, not at all. So
I think that's her secret.
So, because she has pulled down the blind in that window, which is right above the laser, like the window is there. So I think she's accessing going down in there. So the project, Andrew's recreating it.
I'm just gonna do it with y'all.
He's gonna work on it live with y'all.
Hopefully I can remember.
As I said, you have to remember the number of beads and the steps and all that. So
Oh joy.
yeah, because he actually did it a number of times last night to get it right.
To get the numbers right.
Get the numbers right, and he finally got it, and then passed out, and it was gone today. So he can't even use it to count. He can't do anything. So he's going to work on that with you in a little bit. But
she stole the fin too on that fish.
Yeah, the fin disappeared too.
I was like, great. I was running out of those glow-in-the-dark beads now. And I'm going to have to go hunt that.
Hunt more. So, yes. So that is what is happening. So that's why I'm here. Hello. And we've raided Andrew's personal stash of some of his really nice vintage pearl strands. So we have quickly put together a pearl sale for y'all. These are like quadruple strand. These are long strands.
This is if you need, like if you're going to make flapper style.
Yeah, these are like 36-inch strands or so and longer. So
I originally kept these because I had this idea that I'd make these long necklaces, and then like switch out the string material and put like a little creature or something on them to make them a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I don't know when or if I'm going to get to that.
When or if, right? So let me see. Who all is here? Hello, Harry. Thanks for joining us. Suzanne is here. Susie is here. Norma is with us. Amanda is with us. Suzanne says it's 60s and rainy there. That's kind of nice. 60s is nice. Rainy. I'm glad for the sun today. It was like less than 40 degrees, but it was sunny, and that helps. When the sun's out, it helps. It helped my mood a lot. I've been getting a little depressed lately, and today helped. Let's see here. Cinnamon still socks, says Suzanne. Little thieves sometimes, right? Amanda says that's who I was thinking too.
You know, none of the other cats really do that.
Nope. They don't take things. She's the only one.
She's like a klepto.
She does live like she was born on the streets.
She's a little street urchin.
She's a little street urchin child. She steals. She will take her food from the plate, growl at everybody, and run it to another location and eat it. Like she has to take it away. She's getting better about that. But if she gets a little too hangry, that's what she does still.
She's sweet.
She's super sweet though.
But
she's naughty.
Naughty streak.
Yes, she does. She can be super sweet. She's one of those cats, like when you get close to her, she just throws her back. She'll jump up like to meet your petting. Like she's super sweet like that.
And she doesn't have any guilt either. You know, the other cats, if they do something wrong and they know they did something wrong,
you yell at them and you tell them that they did wrong.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Like they feel guilty. They get a little bit
Yeah.
Their posture changes. Their eyes get bigger.
She just
And
stares
she's
at
like,
you.
whatever.
And then goes back to doing what she was doing.
And you know what I've realized is that it comes between 5 and 7 in the morning. Like she doesn't do it all the time.
No.
It's just certain times of the day she gets where she has to steal. And I was like, don't steal from daddy.
Right? So there we go. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Amanda, what's saying we may have Snowmageddon coming tomorrow, saying it could be the biggest, baddest of the season. That's no good. That's no good at all. I don't
kind
think...
of a pressure headache, so I don't know if that's from that or what.
I don't know if we're supposed to. I didn't see anything in the forecast about snow, but I just looked at temperatures today because it was supposed to come out of the 20s at night, like by Tuesday or Wednesday, and we're now, like, the whole week now is in the 20s at night. So we may have to get more pellets. The blueberry bush has started to bud, so we may have to cover that over.
The strong will
it's like the strong survive. Cheryl's just stopping in to say hello. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining us for a little bit here. Amanda says, is Tallulah the youngest?
No, she's probably in the middle.
She's either the oldest or the middle. We think Gertie's probably the youngest because she's the smallest.
She's like the runt.
Yeah, she was the runty one, although she's gaining.
No, she's not. She's losing weight, which is weird because she's like getting all sleek now.
Well, that's their high protein diet.
She used to be like this little chubby dumpling baby, and now she's all like
she's becoming a little adult cat.
And I was like, where are your cheeks?
Suzanne's heading to dinner, says we'll be back later. Have a good dinner. Catching people at their dinner time. Susan says, Phil stole some check glass birds last year, and I have yet to find them.
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. We have so much stuff. I can't even imagine what we don't know that she's stolen.
Because I'm pretty good about knowing what I have. And there are times when I've just kind of given up because I just can't find it. So
Susan says it was sunny, a high of 55 here. Tomorrow's high will be 70 with rain coming in overnight. We're not supposed to get anywhere near 70 degrees.
And also, she doesn't steal just small stuff either. I saw her last night with a knife.
Where'd she get a knife?
I was using a knife, like that small paring knife, to open a box. And I saw her running around. I said, what's she got in her mouth? Because it was not. And then it was a knife.
She's tried to steal pliers.
She probably has.
She's stolen pliers, like regular sized big pliers.
And also, I told her, stop that. And she just put it in her mouth harder and ran away faster.
Yeah, sometimes things you can't chase her too much because you don't want to get hurt.
Well, also one of the things is she doesn't like drop it.
No.
She then grips it tighter and then tries to get away faster. Yeah. There's embroidery floss, that tan embroidery floss. I don't know where it is. There's orange embroidery floss. I don't know where it is.
No, gone. So anyway, that's all to say that Andrew's project, he had a finished piece to show you what it looked like finished, and it is gone.
And who knows what it's going to look like if we do find it, because I was making those little bullseyes for a project, those circular brick stitch bullseye little rounds, and when I found it, it was chewed up. And she had pulled the beads off. Yeah. I actually saw her do it too. So
they seem to chew less now, at least, which is a good thing. But
not her.
Not her. Not between 5 and 7.
She bites the boxes.
She does bite the boxes.
And chews the boxes.
Barnaby still does that.
Not as much.
Not as much, but he used to do that a lot.
If there's a new box, she's got to go and put her mark on it.
Barnaby used to do that all the time. Amanda says, I'm hoping the snow blows on by us and misses us, but 10 to 20 centimeters. That's a lot. That's a lot.
How many is that?
10 to 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters, what would be 20 centimeters is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches.
What?
Yep. 4, 5 to 9 inches, somewhere in there. Amanda says she sounds so adorable.
She's cute. That's why she's still alive.
Oh my. Yeah, she's cute. Susan says, sigh, kids these days, right? Amanda says, I had a cat that would leave teeth marks and things, but we never caught her doing the biting. Susan says, he still does this sometimes, but Phil used to pull my husband's glasses off his face. Yeah, sometimes if I'm holding my phone, mostly in the mornings, if I'm getting up out of bed and I'm still sitting in bed, I'm holding my phone, Gilbert will come up and try and bite and grab my phone out of my hand.
He likes to chew on the corner.
He likes to gnaw on the corner of my phone.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. He's always done it, though.
But it's only in the morning.
Yep. I don't know if that's him saying he's hungry or ready to eat, but he doesn't even eat first either. He doesn't like...
I think he just likes to do that.
That's just his thing.
One time I saw him try to chew on the edge of your computer because it's kind of...
It has marks, yes. There are marks on the edge of the computer. And I don't know if that was Gilbert or if that was somebody else. But there are
They're
marks.
not allowed in here, by the way.
No, they don't come in the office anymore. The door stays locked now, which is where we should keep the projects, right?
I know. I was working on it.
And so I said you were falling asleep as you were working, and you finally finished and just left it.
Well, also that I go downstairs to work because I listen to my book on tape, and I don't want to keep you up.
So it's not too loud in this room.
Do what?
Because he listens to it a little bit loud.
Because I'm also a little bit deaf,
so this room is right next to the bedroom.
So I don't like to blast out whoever is there, because then it's like you're trying to sleep, and then you're like,
right. I still hear it most of the time from downstairs.
Wow. Oh wow.
But
you're a good sleeper, so it doesn't matter.
I am a good. Once I fall asleep, it's pretty.
Me, I'm not a good sleeper anymore.
No.
I used to be able to sleep anywhere. I would lay on the ground and fall asleep.
You still could, but you'd only sleep for like 2 minutes.
Because
you fall asleep anywhere. You used to fall asleep on the couch. I see you sometimes sitting up. But then you wake up when you go to bed.
I say, I got to go to bed so I can wake up.
That's what happens. Anyway.
There must be something with our bed where it's
just not, because you slept well in Baltimore.
I know. The first night I was a little bit concerned because we were in a slightly transitional neighborhood. By slightly, I mean there's bombed out houses.
Yeah, he kept getting up to look at the car outside.
And then
make sure we still had tires.
After the first day, then I passed out.
Yeah.
That bed was nice.
The bed was nice. That bed was nice. Norma says Waldo chews on my phone. See, I don't know why. Anyway, okay. So if you missed yesterday, we came out with a new tumbler, which Andrew really likes. It's his favorite, I think, so far. It's kind of this patchwork, fresh start paintings. We're calling these the Fresh Start Tumbler. And so if you didn't get your tumbler yet, these are available. They have a nice lid on them. The lid has this little rubber piece that keeps everything from coming out. And then you slide this back and it opens it up. But it is a nice, good seal. That rubber, some tumblers don't have that, I've noticed. And so things leak easier. This is super well sealed and well sealed around the edges. So even if your tumbler falls over, I haven't had any problems with leaking, as long as the lid doesn't pop off a little bit. But it's pretty tight on there. They are stainless. They are BPA free. They are no odor. Should be able to last you a long time. They hold ice like pretty much overnight. You go to bed with ice in here, you're going to wake up probably with some ice still in there. My mom talks about it. She gets until like the afternoon sometimes, and the ice is still just finally dissolving. So they also keep things hot.
Did anybody get any?
Anybody get any of these? Did you grab any yet? If not, make sure you get them. I think they're $24 in the online store. We make them at Star Cottage Studio. So we make them using dye sublimation process. We have a whole setup, which we're still paying off. So please buy some tumblers so we can pay off that setup. And you can get yours. We'll ship it out to you. Sally says, not yet, but I will. I love this one. I'll probably make one of these for myself. Usually the ones that I use are the ones that are misprints. So if I get a misprint of this one, I'm going to keep it. If not, I might just make it for myself.
Like, oops,
misprint. This one, see this little tiny corner? It just didn't quite work out right. This is my little girl. That's my sweet girl. She's my little girl. She's my little girl, aren't you? She tends to me, generally.
That's to be seen.
See? Sally says, is tumbler printing dishwasher safe? The tumblers, I don't put the tumblers in the dishwasher. They should be dishwasher safe. The sublimation process is actually a process that takes the ink. It heats the ink until the point where it fumes, and then it embeds into the tumbler. So you should be okay putting these in. We made a mug as well. The mugs I definitely have tried in the dishwasher. I've had some, sometimes, especially the lids. You don't want to put the lid in the dishwasher because it has the rubber, and that the dishwasher could affect that. I think this would be okay in the dishwasher. We just haven't tried it yet because I never put my tumblers in the dishwasher. They're generally easy enough to clean out because they're nice and open, and they don't like reduce in size, so they're easy to clean.
Maybe we'll put some of the misprints.
Yeah, I might try some of the misprints since more and more people are asking about it, but I've been told they're dishwasher safe. That's what they say. That's Gertie, little Gertie girl, little naughty girl. She's naughty too, aren't you? But she's cute, so she gets away with it. Huh.
She's like, I don't know what you're doing on the TV telling people.
Telling people how naughty you are. So there's that. Anybody have our tumbler that has put them in the dishwasher? Let us know how it came out. And if anyone's done that and they've not come out okay, let us know. Because we'll get you another one if something happened. Because we're not sure about it yet.
You're our product tester.
Be our product tester, right? Is your Instagram still working? Yes, Amanda, it is streaming right now. And Jen is out there saying kitty drama. So hello, Jen.
Notice who didn't get picked up for a visit.
Tallulah didn't get to visit with y'all today. So then there's the mug. Danette says the little silver sticker thing on the bottom of the tumbler, is it supposed to stay on? I don't think it has to. I don't actually know what's under them. I have never actually peeled it off. Let me look. Let me see if I can peel it. I can't peel it off. Let's see if I can get it off. It's coming slowly. So there's all it's covering. I honestly don't know why it's there. They all have them. So you should be fine. That should be fine coming off of there. I'm going to put this one back on, but you should be fine taking that off. There's no hole or anything. It's just an indentation. So should be good. Oh, and Danette, I just saw your email today. I didn't get a chance to reply to you yet. I have not been on my email much lately. So I'll reply to you soon. Didn't mean to ignore you. I just didn't realize it was there. Danette says, I couldn't peel mine off, so I just left it. Yeah, I don't know why they're there. But when I peel that off, it's just a little indentation. So there's no hole, there's no vacuum, there's no nothing. I don't know why they put a little silver sticker there, just to be fancy. I don't know. But they all have it. They all have it.
I think it's to protect it from scratching in the machine when you put it in.
I don't know, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But it should be good to come off if it does come off. If you do dishwasher, try it in the dishwasher and it comes off. It's okay. Facebook user says, hello, guys. It's been a minute. We don't know who you are, but hello. You're coming up as Facebook user. You can see that here. And if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, you can re-authenticate yourself. Hopefully that works. For some people, they have an issue with that. But if you go there and give it a try and come back in, it should work. Or you can just tell us here who you are. Norma says, have you seen my email? I have not seen your email, Norma. I will have to see. I'll have to check my spam. I didn't check my spam folder. I just did a really quick check. No, I have not checked my email in like 2 days. So if you've emailed in the last 2 days, sorry. I've been a little bit behind on my email, but I will get to those tonight or tomorrow to answer everybody that I can. All right. Dennis says, that makes sense, Andrew. Yeah, it could be. Could be. So we got the mug. The mug's out there too. I don't remember how much the mugs are. Let's see. And I realized I started doing stuff last night and I was sharing stuff on social media and all that. And I realized I never updated the website. They're $18. $18. Norma says, end of last week. I should have seen that by now. Let me look. I'm actually going to write down your name now, because my brain is fried. And check and see what your email's about. And see where it might have gone. You can also might want to try re-emailing me, but I'll look in the spam in case it went there for some reason. You never know. Sometimes even people that we see and hear of often end up in the spam folder. Whatever, the computer overlords decide that your email should do that day.
You never know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, Mercury's coming into retrograde soon, but I was working with the Sawtooth people to get the class put together, and luckily they were emailing both my addresses, because even though we had communicated and were like regularly corresponding, for some reason her email on Outlook wasn't going through to my Yahoo account. For some reason. Nobody knows. Yeah. And then a couple days later, my inbox, I got all of the emails all at once. So I don't know if it was holding it because it thought it was spam or what.
Yeah, because each of those things, like big senders, have filters that people generally don't even know about. Like if you use Gmail, there are like filters before your filter. And when we send email lists, we see some of the rejected things from these filters that happen before they even get to your inbox to decide what happens.
And some people put up anti-spam settings on their email, and sometimes
which can be really hard to get around.
Yeah, especially if you have a business email address.
You gotta let that stuff come through.
Because the Metal Museum, I've almost missed emails from them because they also, some of their emails go in weird places.
Yeah, email's so ubiquitous that we just think it works all the time, right?
No.
It doesn't.
It works better than it used to.
Yeah. It works a lot better than it used to.
I was talking to somebody about like when I first got my email address, and I forgot that there was a year, and I can't remember what year it was, but it deleted all of my emails for years and years, because like I have the same email address for over 20 something years.
Yeah.
And so at some point they did a hard reset, because it only goes back so far, like my sent emails and stuff. So
yeah, so things happen. So I will look. It's also very possible that I flagged something, meaning to come back to it, and forgot or missed it. that happens too, especially when we do the lots and lots pile up. I try and go back through everything, but sometimes I miss stuff. But I will look, Norma, and I'll get back to you too soon. We are, what else? So we did those, the mugs, the tumblers. Did you see the new artwork? Some of the new artwork is sold. These are the Noble Creatures Redux art collection. And what these are is, at one point, we made some prints to sell of the Noble Creatures when we went to Handmade Arcade. And we made those, and they came back the wrong size. Luckily, we caught it and could get some remade, but we couldn't use those prints.
They wouldn't fit in the sleeves.
Yeah, we made sleeves, or we bought sleeves for everything, and they didn't fit. They weren't the size we wanted the prints to be. So we got them remade, but we had sitting around these larger prints. And so Andrew has taken them and collaged them onto monoprints, which are on other pieces of his previous artwork, and then embellished them. You can see there's gold embellishments on all of these too. So these are only $20 each. They really should be more because we sell our ACEO cards for $22, and those are laser cut. These are all hand cut out. He hand cut each one of these out and cut out the crowns and placed them. So those are available in the online store. We sold a few, not a lot of these so far, but at only $20, I think they're great for gifts. Or just send, if you have a friend who's having a birthday, you can have us ship directly to them. And we can include a little note or something if you want when we send it. And you just put that in your notes on your order, and we'll send that this is from you, or, we don't have to send the packing slip or the invoice or anything, but you can send that right on if you have somebody who has a birthday coming up. Just make sure it's in the notes section of the order that we know that you want a little note included. And if you want to write the note, and then we can actually either print it out or write it for you and include it with the package. So that's just an idea. And it's a nice way to send a little birthday greeting or an anniversary greeting or whatever to somebody. Send a little piece of artwork. All right. So those are the things we did yesterday. And Andrew is going to show you today how to take this cabochon. We're selling in the kit. The kit is now up. We didn't have it up last night when we did the live. We said we put it up later, and it was up like almost immediately after the live ended. So that kit is now available. You get the cabochon. You get 2 different tubes of seed beads. You're getting a little extra bonus vintage sequin packet in case you want to adorn yours extra with some vintage sequins. And then you're going to get what is equivalent to a strand of these.
Vintage check.
Vintage check.
No, they won't get the little y'all.
Yeah, these are not all nice and even.
But the reason why I chose those is because they kind of remind me of the crown in the dye sublimated piece. So because it's when you take pictures of metallics, sometimes it doesn't necessarily look metallic. Sometimes it can turn kind of like yellow or whatever. But this one, it had a little bit more white and kind of I don't know. It looks. So this is a silver line gold bead. There's check. And I kind of like that they're a little bit wonky because then they add a little bit a little bit of a hint of light when you're going through that. So
yeah. And those are in the online store. We've sold a few. There were only like 8 or 10 of them available total. So because we only have so many tubes of seed beads. So if you want those, I do suggest grabbing that kit soon. It's only, I think, $18 too.
We also threw in a bonus too of sequins.
That's what these, as I said, you get the little bonus bag of sequins. case you want to adorn extra.
You want to embellish it more.
Right. So you'll get that, and you get the pendant with it too. So the $10 pendant, and then the rest is an extra $8 for the whole kit, not the mug, but everything else.
Wouldn't that be cute though?
Make a mug with this on it.
Have that be the little carry case.
A little carrying case. That'd be cute. The things we think of after the fact, right? So
do the pearls. I need to eat soon. So.
Needs to eat soon. So let me switch this around, and we're going to look at quick pearl sale. Came up with the pearl sale because I thought Andrew was going to be redesigning the project, but he said let's just do it live.
Because otherwise, it's going to take forever. And so here you go.
So we are going to flip this around. And we're going to do a quick pearl sale. So this is just like all of our others. Let me move this, get that other banner going there. To purchase from this video, take down each lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. All right. And then tonight, I'm going to work on the Saturday morning tutorial as well. So I'm going to get that up and running. Jen says, I put my mug in the dishwasher a few times and it's still perfect. The mugs, I definitely know. Dishwasher safe, because we've done the same. The tumblers, I've never done. So I know my mom just joined in. Have you ever put your tumbler in the dishwasher, Mom? Does it come out okay? All right, everybody. Like we said, these are from Andrew's personal stash. He wasn't planning to get rid of these, but needs must when we have to have something to do here. So look how big these strands are.
Did you start with the big ones?
Yeah.
All right.
Andrew said, I would have gone backwards. Start with the big ones. We're going from the biggest to the smallest today. These are really big strands. So there's 24, well, 12, 13, 14, 15, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 plus 12, no, 22, 44. 44-inch strand about. Now, we had some of these on the website. They were 36-inch strands. So they were even actually a little bit shorter than this. As soon as I've gotten one of these strands, they are amazing. And I think the ones on the website are a little bit shorter. We had them listed at 36 inches because we were looking at all this. So we kept the same price, though. So LP1, $128. Now, these are vintage peacock pearls.
Did you want to give people 10% to order tonight?
Okay, let's do an extra 10%. Andrew's like, let's do that. We were talking about it earlier. We were throwing it back and forth. Let's give you an actual extra 10% if you order tonight. And you'll get 10% off of every price you're seeing. So, hello, Amy.
This is particularly nice because sometimes you want a longer necklace. And if you have, sometimes when you get two different strands, they can be slightly different. I know this from personal experience, where at first glance, I thought they were the same, but then they were kind of different. So the way that I did a workaround with that is that I mix them in so it looks more natural, instead of trying to do like a block here and a block there of the different pearls. So this is nice if you don't want to have to mess with that. You already have, that's what, equivalent to what, 3 strands?
44 inches. I'm on my phone. So 16 inches, 44 divided by 16. That's probably 3, right? 6, 12, 18. It's more than 3.
It's 2.75.
Oh, 2.75. 246. No, 44. Oh, 16. 6, 12, 18. Yeah, I was on the wrong.
So it's almost equivalent to 3 strands.
3 strands.
So I know it kind of seems pricey at first.
But those are high quality vintage pearls.
And they're big.
And they're big. The 36-inch strand on the website was $128. So you're getting about a 44-inch strand. I think that's what we said it was, right?
You would probably say marble was used.
Let me measure that again just to make sure I did that right. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, about 21, 22. So that'd be 42 to 44 inch strand for 128 less, taking off $12.80, everybody. So great deal. LP1 if you'd like to claim that. Oh, my mom says, yep, perfect. So the tumblers are perfect in the dishwasher. She says, I usually put it on the top rack. So you should have no problems using those in the dishwasher. My mom has not. So there you go.
How does it fit in the top rack?
Probably laying down a little bit or tilted a little bit. At least that's what I would guess. So there we go. That's LP1. Now, the next one is very similar. But we didn't want to just say we had two of these because each one is a little bit, you know, pearls are different. So
I love how these ones are so lustrous.
yes. Are they shining on your camera or on your screen? I hope so, because they are shining in person.
I know some people, they don't like pearls, but I love them.
Who doesn't like pearls? What?
You know, some people, they're
crazy
like,
talk.
Oh, it's from mollusk.
Yeah.
Or a creature.
Now these ones I say might have a slightly, maybe slightly browner tint. Or maybe it's just bronzy, yeah, that bronzy copper kind of color.
Better than brown.
Bronzy color. Yeah, still the peacock.
They're sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed.
Brownie frowny.
Suzanne says they look beautiful. She's back. Said we had roasted corn chowder. Ooh,
that sounds good.
That sounds delicious.
I'm super hungry.
Are you?
What are we gonna have for dinner?
I don't know. I had a salad earlier for breakfast.
That isn't that nice.
Well, I woke up and I made myself a salad. Yeah, it was nice. You were sleeping.
He enjoyed his own personal.
You wanted me to wake you up? Wake you up?
No.
Just to eat salad?
Lay in the bed.
Uh-huh. So this is another large strand.
I didn't sleep very much. I think maybe 4 hours.
12, 13, 12, 9. Yeah, about the same.
I wonder if I can get like a memory foam or something.
Look how beautiful those are. Vintage. These are vintage, y'all. So you're getting beautiful quality because things were less polluted back then. And also pearls were left to mature longer oftentimes. And we're giving you great prices on Andrew's private stock of long strand pearls. So LP for long pearl 2.
So I also wanted to mention there's a lot of misinformation out there, and so there's this common thought that pearls come from when a sand gets stuck in an oyster or a clam, and there's a piece of sand at the heart of every pearl. And that's kind of not true. And the reason why is that they're filter feeders. So they are biologically designed to expel sand. So that, like if you open up a clam or oyster or whatever is, because you can use different ones, and you sprinkle a handful of sand, it shoots it out. I saw a video of it.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, there's different ways that can happen. So one of the things that happens is sometimes if there is, this sounds bad, but like a parasite or algae, or if the oyster was damaged in some way. It
has to defend itself.
And it has a response of coating the irritant in the nacre, which is like a milky substance that over time develops that kind of lustrous quality. Now, at one point, and this is a lot of times people give Mikimoto like the most credit for making cultured pearls, And yes, he definitely did develop, but he wasn't one of the only people who was working on this. There are things back from like the Roman times of them trying to, or not Roman, but earlier when they were trying to culture pearls. Because at one point, believe this or not, you could find pearls in the River Thames in London. But nowadays it's been so polluted after the Industrial Revolution that that's not possible. But
I want you to see, can you see some of the red goodness in some of these too?
They're very warm. So
super rich.
What they do is they take a lot of these beads. So they take what's called a nucleus, and they form and use that to form the basis of the pearl. And so what they do is there's this. I don't know if it's all from here, but historically, there's a river, the Mississippi River, and there are these clams, and they make beads from the clam shell. And then they take a piece of the mantle tissue, a small tiny piece, and they put it onto that nucleus bead, and then put that inside, and then insert it inside of the tissue of the oyster or clam or whatever.
And it treats it like the foreign invader.
Yeah. And they don't just put one. So sometimes they put like, multiples inside, and then that's how it happens. So, it sounds kind of gross, but you know what? It creates a beautiful piece.
Yeah, that's how you get a pearl.
Mm-hmm.
So these are these golden, beautiful, bronzy. There's a lot of rich reds in this. There's one strand of this available, LP3.
And we went to Tennessee when we were driving. Where were we driving? From the Metal Museum? Mm-hmm. We stopped at the
Finally
Tennessee,
got to see it.
And he tried to get us to buy it.
Yeah, he wanted us to buy the business.
He's like, "Do you want to move to Tennessee?" And he's like, "No.
No.
Not right now." And he's like, "Because we are getting old. So we want to go and have a campground."
Norma said LP3 is a beautiful color. It is. And we do have another one like that. Like I said, we're not doing two of any of these because they are slightly different. And you might prefer one strand over the other, especially when you're paying a higher price. These are only $64, so that's half the price of the larger ones, which I think is a really good deal. Really good deal for this size strand. We got crazy, y'all. Michelle says, wow, those are long strands. Yeah, these are about 40-inch strands.
That's a proper style.
Yeah, there's just quadrupling them over here. So this also, is about 44 inches.
I would highly recommend restringing these if you're going to just wear them as jewelry. And otherwise, it's going to be like that scene from The Witches of Eastwick when that lady's necklace breaks and then she falls down the stairs.
Don't do that.
So unless you want to relive that and recreate that on your own, I would either restring it and not in between. That's the traditional method because they knew that the cording would eventually break.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a question of if it would break, it was when it would break. So they always put knots in between so that you don't lose all your beads. Or, since there's science, you can do a flexible beading wire that's braided steel with a nylon coating, and that will last a long, long time.
And I'm going to say these ones are more of the bronzy. They have fewer of the red ones in them. So if you prefer that strand, LP4, $64 for that huge strand of vintage pearls. And this is only $64, but you get 10% off. So it's less than $60. Sally says it's a bead size around 8 or more like 10. These ones are around 8 to 9. 8 to 9 millimeters on these ones.
That's a good deal.
That's a very good deal.
As you all know,
44-inch strand.
prices have gone up on pearls.
Pearls are not cheap.
And I mean, they're less expensive than when Cleopatra used one to buy an army, but they've gone up. And the reason I know that they've gone up is because when I went out to Tucson to go buy stuff for the store, was it 2 years ago? It wasn't this year, so was it last year?
Year before.
I saw one of my friends had bought the pearls, and she told me how much she spent. I said, "Do what?" She spent almost. She did not get a lot of pearls, by the way. It was not like a big ample treasure chest of pearls, and she spent almost $1,300 on the pearls. And granted, some of them were like the Edison pearls, and Edison pearls are a lot more.
These are about 7 millimeters, everybody.
But some of the ones she got were not fancy pearls, and she spent probably quadruple.
What you're spending?
Pretty much, some of them.
This
like for our shorter strands, she spent quite a bit. I was like, I got a lot of pearls if you want to buy them.
This is about a 38-inch strand or so, and it's $56. Only $56. Vintage, beautiful pearls from Andrew's personal stash. He was going to keep these.
I had this idea that I was going to make these long flapper style, and then I was going to maybe enamel these little ojime. There was this really wonderful show that was in New York called Restringing the Pearl, which if you go to the website, Restringing the Pearl, it should still be up. It was at the Jewelry Library in New York City. And one of the nice things that they did is that they had the artists do interviews. And so you could hear some of their thoughts about using pearls. So some of them, like their mom had them, and so they admire them. And they think of pearls like heirlooms. Tiny Crane was in the show, and she was talking about a movie that she saw as like a teenager, and how she was so smitten by it. But then when she got older, she rewatched the movies and realized how terrible the movies were, and they were super racist and classist. So it kind of made her think about those ideas of luxury that we have as a youngster, that are tied to systems that are not so great.
So these are about 7 millimeter to 8, 9, close to 10 millimeter in some of the larger. So this one, if you didn't see or didn't notice, this is a super long strand. It's got the smaller pearls, and every once in a while it has a larger pearl. And this strand is way long. This strand is, well, let's see if I can get it together here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times 4, whatever that is. 16 times 4. So that's 4 16-inch strands. That's pretty much what that is.
And then my friend Elizabeth Brim was in that. She's a blacksmith, and she's really well known as a blacksmith. They just gave her a Lifetime Achievement Award at Penn. And I was like, you're not dead yet. Why are they doing this while you're still alive? And she just laughed. Anyway, so she wears her pearls while she's blacksmith. And she's known for wearing pearls while she's blacksmithing. So she made this pillow out of steel, and then had her friend make these glass pearls for her. There were these little bubbles of they look like pearls. And then when they were shipping it, they accidentally got broken.
Oh no!
But she's like, you know what? That's kind of like being a woman in the industry, and how you have to break the glass ceiling.
That's cool.
She's like, so there you go.
Flip it around. Susan says that strand makes me want to bring out my inner flapper.
Do
do it. LP6, $75, less 10%, so $7.50 off that, less than $70 for 4 strands of vintage beautiful pearls.
You know, when Downton Abbey was like super popular, I cannot tell you how many pearl necklaces, like long pearl necklaces, we made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was like a thing. Like that was like for a while, it was like our hustle.
These are very nice, smaller pearls. These are about 5 millimeter. And they're pretty, I mean, they're pretty regular.
And I think one of the nice things about these is they'd be good for wedding jewelry. So if you, that's another thing that we used to do a lot of in the store is wedding jewelry, and helping brides and stuff design their own custom jewelry to match their dresses and stuff. But that's another thing that's like a huge market. They have these huge expos. I never even knew. I guess every kind of thing has that. But they have like bridal expos, and it's pretty wild. One of my friends, that's all she does is just bridal jewelry.
This is about a 36-inch strand for $48, less 10%. So a little under, what, $44? Almost just over $1 an inch for those. And that's nice quality.
And I like how nowadays pearls are not just like for women.
No.
Which they've never just been for women. And I hope people know that there are old, like the pirates. They used to wear pearls, and they would do these things called swagger portraits. So this is like 1400 style. They have these things. It's called swagger portraits, and it's basically to show that you're like wealthy and powerful. And then you like send that to like prospective people, either for like marriages or alliances, or like to intimidate people, or to show your wealth. And wearing strands of pearls was basically like, or wearing strands of beads was to show your wealth in some places. So that was, at one point, beads were considered forms of currency. And so if you wore, it was a way that you could wear your wealth and you're not going to get like robbed or whatever, like have your house, you know, you carry the crown jewels with you.
With you.
You carry the wealth of the nation with you. But anyways, nowadays there's a lot of men who are wearing pearls.
Yep. These are about 7 millimeters, everybody.
And I like that is kind of happening, where those stereotypes that we've created in our minds are starting to wear down.
And created recently.
Yeah, within the past 10 years, I would say. It's been happening more and more.
Those stereotypes have not been around for all the time.
No, those stereotypes are like the 50s. And part of that is because of propaganda, of war propaganda. And you don't really think about that, but sometimes they were like things like diamonds. The reason why people use those in engagement rings is because of the war efforts. And they would tell the soldiers who are leaving for war that if they really cared about somebody, they would give whoever they were leaving behind a diamond ring to show that they were promised. Prior to that, engagement rings were made of all different kinds of things, and in some places they were mostly emeralds.
Yep.
So
these are about 6 millimeter, everybody.
It's interesting to see how like diamonds have become such a status symbol when, you know, they're used in industrial applications to cut other materials. I mean, they have diamond bit core drill bits, or diamond you know, slabs to grind things down. Basically fancy sandpaper. But anyway, so pearls also became like this idea of like sophistication. And I forgot who was like a real popular actress who used to wear pearls. I can't remember, but it was like Audrey Hepburn or something like that. And so those became like associated with her and or whoever it was. And
so all the women watching wanted them. And then all the men had to buy them for the women.
And then they were also became available too, because like with Mikimoto, after that, they became commercially viable.
These are about 6mm too, y'all. $36 for the strand, and the strand is a little bit shorter. 8 times 4.
There's some really wonderful books if you're interested. There's a book called Jewels by Victoria Finlay. That's a really good one. Another one is called Stoned by Asia Reardon. And it talks about the idea of desire in our commodification of jewelry and stones and what they meant and could mean. And so, anyways.
All right, y'all. That's my quick portion while Andrew was getting himself together to do this live. That was the surprise pearl sale that we brought in.
I hope people like that.
And now we're going to get to the actual project. So let me switch places with him. I'm going to go start editing the Saturday morning tutorial and hopefully get that done before midnight tonight. That'll be nice.
Today is Thursday.
Today is Thursday, I know. And hopefully get it done before it takes too long.
Hopefully.
And we can eat before midnight tonight.
You may have to run out and get some because you may hear the whale song of my stomach in the background.
What would you like me to run out and get?
I don't know. That's the perpetual question.
I know. All right, let me get out of the way here.
Did you eat yet?
Did you eat yet?
No.
Did you eat yet?
What's for dinner? That's the question.
Dinner. That's the question every day. Yesterday it was veggie burgers with eggs, fried eggs.
They were good.
They were pretty good.
All right, so I love these little triangles. I don't know, there's like a black hole that opens up into the universe and these disappear into them because wherever they are, I can't find them. So I found these 3. I'm going to put like a chain like they used to do with the books. All right, I'm going to put a piece of white paper down so you can kind of see this a little bit better. And your eyeball hole is not, so you can kind of see it a little bit better because there's a glare off of the table. So this is the kind of cabochon. It's not really a cabochon, but it sort of is in the sense that it doesn't have a hole. Now, this does come where there is a version that has a hole, and the hole is a smaller hole. And you may notice that it's smaller than some of our other wooden pendants that we make. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is that we made it purposely small in case you wanted to rivet it. Now, when you're riveting stuff, if your hole is too big, it's too wide, and whatever you're using as your rivet is not wide enough, what can happen is it can kind of like slump over and look kind of like it's drunk. And like look like it fell over. And that's because there's like there's too much space, it's not tight enough. And so I want to say that this fits 18 gauge is the hole size. I need to double check that. But you can make your own rivets. And these pendants do come with this, which is like a little leaf accent. And one of the things that you can do is drill a hole in this. Now, there are hole punchers that are the right size. And then you use a bail making pliers or round nose pliers. You could even use a Sharpie and you use even pressure to push this over like so. I'm not going to do it all the way because I haven't drilled a hole in it. But then you line it up and then you set your rivet like that. And that's just a little fun way that you can make this a little bit more decorative and have a little bit more something to it. You know, I thought that looked nice. It had like a very opulent, royal kind of feel to it. Now, for this project, what we're going to do is we have those kits available. There's only a few kits available. So if you want them, some of them sold last night. You got to get them because otherwise it's going to be gone. And I don't know if we're going to make more. In theory, we could, in theory, we can, make more because these are Mayuki seed beads, these big ones. These are size 6. This is what we're going to lovingly refer to as our A bead. I have some periwinkle beads. These are, I think a size 10. On the tube it says 8, but I think they're 10s. You get this, which is the cat, and it's double-sided too. And then you also get this little bag of these check glass. And now these are silver lined, and they're vintage. They're old. They're probably antique. So they're a little bit wonkadoodle. Some of them are a little bit larger. Some of them are a little bit smaller. You just kind of have to play it by ear, and pick out ones that are too thin or too long. But I do think that that kind of variation gives it a little something. Like it kind of looks like my artwork is not anything that's like super pristine. I don't know how to describe it. It's not something that I fuss over where like some people they like polish the surfaces of the thing down and have it like almost like a mirror shine, or they have like straight lines that like are cut with like a razor, you know, they're like laser precision. You know, like that's cool if you do that kind of work. I don't really make that kind of work. Mine is a little bit more organic and kind of grungy in that way. Um, so I don't really like things to be too even. I don't know if that makes sense. But for me, I like it to have a little bit of something, something, and that gives it a little bit of interest to it in my mind. So this is that, um, and you get that, and you also get a little baggie of sequins. And the reason why this is an optional step is because this has a very specific look, and some of y'all may like it, and some of y'all may not like it. So that's one of the reasons why I did not include or did not. This is like a bonus, and plus I like sequins and I think they're cool. But this is you don't necessarily have to use these if you don't like them because they are kind of like, you know, they're like a flashy kind of gold that you may or may not like. So that's up to you whether you use these or not in your project. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use for this project, you need some Fireline. I've been using this 6-pound Fireline. It's a thermally bonded plastic thread, and it works really good. It holds its structure pretty well, so that's one of the reasons why I like to use it. Now, we also need something to cut the thread, and we'll also need a needle. I've put the needle on. And so what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all this out of the way. I don't need this for a while. So I'm going to use these, the type A, they're size 6, opaque, 6O, dyed opaque, bright purple Mayuki seed beads. And I think they go really well. What size needle? I believe it's a size 11 needle. Anything will work as long as it's like a beading needle. Um, Beading needles are usually a little bit longer, and they have needles that are called shorts, and they're like half the size. And those are usually more for sewing and to get into spaces like, you know, not get hung up. They're designed to be shorter. When you're beading, that is less than ideal. I also have needles somewhere. If you need needles, just email us at info@allegorygallery.com. I found a huge stash of old vintage English needles. Um, and those are preferable to some of the ones from China. Some of the ones from China, the metal, the steel that they use is a little bit brittle, and so they break, which is less than ideal. So if you want to sit over there, just move that box.
There's too much on the desk.
Oh, anyway, so here's this. They're these needles. They're nice and flexible, and they're strong. All right. Suzanne says, "Do you sell Fireline?" We do sell. Site, but if you do, email us at info@allegory.com. We are a full service meat store, even though a lot of it is in boxes. So that's one thing is we haven't moved this store yet. A lot of it's in our garage, in our dining room, in our basement, in our every surface area. So yeah, it may take a hot minute to find it, but we can always order more in for you if you're interested. Jermaine says, "Lost the sound. Can you still hear me? Or is it just Jermaine?" William's gonna pull it up. Can you hear me?
Don't think so. Wait.
Alright, so we've cut off one wingspan of this Fireline. Like I said, if you need some, email us at info@allegorygallery.com and we can hook you up. We also can hook you up with needles. I just mentioned I found a huge cache of older needles. And that sounds kind of gross, but it's not. Um, and the ones that I found are actually ones that this Native American bead weaver was using. And they're like, I have so many needles, I'm going to be dead before I use them all. So I bought those. So, anyways, if you're interested in that, let us know, and we'll I know exactly where they are. They're underneath the coffee table on the left-hand side, underneath the pink bag. All right. So anyway, so here's your needle. Sally says, "Weird. Can't hear Andrew, but I can hear some background."
I took my earphones out. They connected to my phone for a second. I bet that's why. But people should be able to hear you now because I can hear through here.
Oh. Can you hear me now? Or are we just gonna have to start over and look at ourselves in the mirror? Anyway, so Um, yeah, I don't know. William was talking about his earphones, and his earphones are connected to his phone. Okay, I can hear you now. All right. So, anyways, so I don't know what y'all missed, but we do have needles on Fireline available. Some of the needles are vintage and they're from England, and they're the good quality ones that don't just snap when you breathe on them. So let us know. You can always email us at info@allegorygallery.com. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up 4 of the size 6O seed beads. So this is bead A. And you're going to pick up 4 of bead A. All right. So you got these. And then you're going to pull this down until you almost get to the end. And then you have to tie it off. And you make a little knot. And then you make another little knot. I do a little surgeon's knot. And tie that again. And then I'd like to tie it for one more time for good measure. All right. So once you do that, you end up with this little shape like this. This is like a 4x4. Right now, they kind of sit at angle to each other, but once you start working, they won't be like that. There are different ways that you can do this. This is just one way that you could do this, but this is how I'm showing how to do it. All right, so we're going to pick up 2 of these beads. Oh, actually, we're not. We're going to go down through either side. It doesn't matter which side. You just have to go through one of the sides. All right. And there you go. That's where our good starting point is. This is the beading wire has to be coming out through a bead. If it's up through the knot and not through a bead yet, you have to pass it through either side. And you're going to go through both beads, not just one. You have to go through both. All right, so now this is where we pick up 2 beads. And then we go down, since the beading thread is coming down through this bead, then you go through the top and go down. All right. This is basic ladder stitch. Now, since this is Wonkadoodle, you have to go up through to the top. Like so. And then since this is coming up through the top, then you pick up 2 beads, and then you go up from the bottom to the top. And you want to make sure that your beads all sit in nice rows like this. You don't want them to be like all different kinds of parts. Now, what I will say is that the tension, they say they can't hear again, William. Hello? They said that they can't hear. Anyway, so I don't know how much it cost or minutes or whatever, but